things people talk about in success, all of the elements.
Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. Look, I know my plan was to do this live because I think that it deserves some attention. But I just finished a live on Facebook dealing with personal growth, personal development, personal empowerment, encouragement, and it was a little draining. But I didn't want to wait to do this, so I did it in something that I think will be a little less emotionally charged environment, because it's just me in here. I'm not having to feed off of and deal with the responses. I'm going to do my best to get back to you a little later with a live to talk about some other things that are going on in the Black community. I think that this requires some attention for a number of different reasons. And so I'm going to get into this, and I'm talking about this current situation. Well, it's not so current. It happened a couple of weeks ago with Marion and Torey Lanez. Look, if you haven't gotten the latest book, the link is going to be in the details. Book number 22. Like I said, I'm a little drained, but I want to kind of deal with this. I'm excited about it. I think it's one of the most comprehensive investments that I've made in publication in dealing with the plight of Black people from a mental and emotional perspective. It's a follow-up to Born in Captivity. The link is in the description box. The name of the book is The Undoing of the African American Mind. Go out there and get it and show your love. Okay, let's talk about what's going on here. I've addressed it. Number one is, those of you know me. I'm not big on following celebrities and getting into celebrity gossip and playing that role, but I think sometimes we have to look at things and look at an opportunity to teach and share and open up discussion. And there are so many different things that are happening right now. For those who don't know, Meg the Stallion was in a relationship with Tory Lanez. I don't know the current status of that relationship, again, because I don't go around following and keeping up with them. But this became mainstream news because after an altercation, Tory shot Megan, I think in the leg or the foot or something like that. I think the leg. But anyway, as she was walking away from the altercation, there are some speculation, or some people are saying that she actually jumped on him and hit him or whatever, and it was an altercation, and as she was leaving, he shot her. And there's all different elements that are going, that some don't require my attention, but some do. Those of you who know me know that I'm a big advocate for providing safe spaces for women, but also that I have consistently impressed upon our women to keep their hands to themselves. I think that it's important to understand that not everybody is at the same place, in the same place, have the same values. Once you violate a person's personal space by putting your hands on them, you lose all rights to have any say-so on how they respond. This is not kindergarten. This isn't the time where you can sit up and say, okay, somebody hit you, and your mom say, okay, hit them back, and you get to pass the lick, same kind of lick they pass to you. In this real world, when you put your hands on somebody, they may not respond at the level you did. They may respond with greater force and cause way more harm than you caused to them. This isn't to say it's right. It's to say you need to guard your peace and guard your safety and guard your person by not instigating things that put you in a bad situation. I'm going to acknowledge all the things that are being said out there. Number one, everybody's pointing out the fact that I think Torey's like 5'3" and Meg is 5'10" before she puts on the heels. And so she obviously is bigger than he is, and she may very well be stronger than he is, and she may well have gotten the best of him in an altercation. Here's my thing on that part. First and foremost, it's my personal belief that as a man, I should be joined with a woman that I can provide physical protection to, not one that can provide me with physical protection. If she's stronger and more aggressive and whatever than me, she's not the woman for me. It's not anything to do with being intimidated or being afraid. It's that I have a role and I can't protect somebody I'm afraid of. And if I shot that person, then I have to be afraid of them. I have to believe that they're a threat to me beyond what I can defend with my hands, in my mindset and how I think. And so the first thing is that you have to be properly connected and linked with the person that you're going to call yourself in a committed relationship with. The second thing is, under no circumstances whatsoever should a man feel the need to cause a black woman harm. Unless you are in immediate danger where your life is threatened, or you feel you're going to incur serious bodily harm, should you be cut. Now, if a woman's got a knife and she's coming at you, or a gun and she's coming at you, you have a right to defend yourself until you can stop the threat. But when a woman, if I'm understanding, he shot her while she was walking away. To me, that is the act of a coward. There's no other way to put it. There's no justification. If you got your ass whooped, you with the wrong woman. I'm not giving Meg a pass on hitting anybody. Women, keep your hands to yourself. What I am saying is that men, we need to get ourselves together. The idea that was okay. The idea that people are out there actually debating whether he had a right to shoot her or not. Again, worst case scenario, she's still whooping your behind and you feel she's not going to stop until you're unconscious or hurt and you don't know what she might want to do. Maybe. It's over and she's walking away and you feel you've got the worst end of the deal and your ego is hurt. So your response is to shoot this person that I'm almost certain at some point in time you've told you love. That's something that we really and truly are going to have to deal with in the black community, is intimate partner violence on both sides. Because we are not going to sit up and pretend that it's only men, because we know now that intimate partner violence happens about at the same rate of 22 to 25%, whether it's female or male. So we need to deal with that. On to this part where people are actually digging into Meg because she has made it public and calling her a snitch. One of the most devastating concept or ideologies in the black community is the no snitching rule that has been taken completely out of context and applied to every single thing going on, to where nobody's being held accountable. Let me explain to you what the snitch rule is really about in the world. The snitch rule is meant for criminals. The snitch rule is between two criminals committing something together. It's meant to stop people who commit crimes together. One gets caught, and in order to get a lighter sentence, they snitch on the other one. That's what the snitch rule is about. Is you both knew there was a risk of getting arrested and going to prison when you did it. Now when you get caught, you want to double down on the person who didn't get caught and bring them into it to make it easier for you. That's snitching. When somebody harms you or your family, tell them, the authorities, who it is. Now, here it is from my point of view. Somebody harms me or my family, I'm going to deal with it. But if you're one of those people who are not going to deal with it, and everybody's not built like that, then you got a right to tell the people so they can pull that person off the street before they harm somebody else. That's not snitching. That's sitting up and protecting the industry, the community, and holding people accountable. We've got a situation where nobody talks and people are dying. Now, again, if you get into somebody, you out there, you doing your thing, you on your grind, and y'all doing whatever, y'all getting grimy and y'all doing whatever, and y'all, that's a code. Whoever you getting grimy with, you can't snitch on, you can't tell on. If you get caught, it's on you. You don't get to go tell on them. That's the rule. But then again, there's no honor among thieves. It's always proved, because the crazy thing is the very people that will put pressure on people in the community, the law-abiding citizens in the community, not to tell on them, as soon as they get hemmed up, they snitch. They telling. The prison is full of them. But they got you out here. You can't get no peace and justice for your son because nobody wants to talk. No peace and justice for your daughter because nobody wants to talk. 25 people saw it, but nobody wants to talk. That no snitching. I ain't no snitch. That woman was shot by a guy who, under optimal conditions in a relationship, should have been her protector. Now, I know we live in a screwed up culture. I know that things are nowhere near what they should be. But she has every right to sit up and say what happened to her. She has every right to say she doesn't feel safe. She does not have the right, and I don't know because I haven't seen anything personally to say with 100% certainty that she was the initiator and she jumped on him. Maybe that's already out and people know. I just don't. But if she did, she had no right to do that. But at the same time, he had no right to shoot her. And again, if we're that far gone that our men are so afraid of our women that we're shooting them, or we're so unevenly matched that we have to shoot them because we're getting our butts kicked, there's a lot going on that's wrong that we need to deal with. And that's the challenge that I'm putting out in front of us, is that we start to look at things through the lens of what it should be. And we have the courage to speak up and to change things instead of operating through a status quo, because that's simply how it's done. You don't raise your standards by simply existing in what you've been given. You raise your standards by sitting up and saying, I refuse to accept things as they are, and so I'm going to be a catalyst of change. That's how you do it. On that note, I'm going to get up, get ready to move on to the next part of the day. I am really hoping to get back to you guys for a live broadcast a little later on in the day. Hopefully, I may even have Marion with me. Not making any promises. She's been a little bit under the weather, but we will definitely do the best we can to get back before the end of the day is up. On that note, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. I'm out. Peace. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in with a little special announcement. For those who have followed me for any stretch of time, you know, outside of the businesses that I run, like Myriad Business Solutions, the Visionetics Institute, Odyssey Media Group, I also do a great deal of work inside of the inner city communities in Houston, Dallas, and other areas. I'm asking now, as we push a fundraiser, that you support what the Odyssey Project is doing in the inner cities, especially with programs like Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and Restoring Ghettos Forgotten Daughters, which is a program focused on helping young girls, but boys as well, suffering from childhood sexual abuse, rape, molestation, domestic abuse, absentee fatherhood, and so many other things. The information will be in the box. Thank you.
things people talk about it as arrogance, is that all of the elements